What's up, Knights of Vex? We are one day away from finally being able to play with the new Era of Andor units, as well as the legendary character Andor Undercover himself. And it's also Revenge of the 5th. So big shout out to Star Wars Day, Revenge of the 5th. Yesterday was May the 4th, so I have to give a little bit of love for the dark side. But what we're here for today, we are here to talk about Cassian Andor Undercover, his Omicron Order, his team comp, as well as his modding. You're getting a lot of questions on my Discord about how are we modding this guy. A lot of players are going to have him at relics now, so we're going to be on an even playing field in terms of speed. The stats are going to fluctuate because not many characters or not many players are going to have this guy at 7-star. I personally will not be having Cassian at 7-star. He's going to be a 5-star unlock for me on both of my accounts and a 4-star unlock on my free-to-play account, so I will not be able to get him to really high damage or health numbers, but that's not really what he's going to need. I think his kit alone is going to be absolutely viable at the lower star count. I'm going to explain it as we go on with the video, but today we're talking about all these things: Zeta Order, Omicron Order, team comp, modding, everything. We're getting a ton of comments about it, so what I have is a PowerPoint going over each and everything, bunch of slides. So we're going to head right into it right over here. You're going to see my thumbnail, my cool little infographic of Cassian. Personally, I think he looks kind of cool, and when the beginning of the era started, I have to admit, I wasn't super excited about the whole Andor thing because I never really watched it. As this era progressed, I continued to watch Season 1 and 2. I haven't finished Season 2 yet, I'm almost done, but I have to give him credit. Andor is a phenomenal show. The character has grown on me personally. I think he's very cool. That first episode of Season 2 was very cool. It's in the same outfit he is right now, stealing that advanced TIE pilot or TIE fighter. It was really cool, so let's get into it. I think he's going to be very good and better than what we expect. So, the team comp. Mentioned a little bit of it yesterday in my previous video for all of the era units besides him. This is specifically about Andor and his legendary character. So, the team comp in 5v5. Same thing as yesterday. Luthen is going to be the best 5th for this team, and it's breaking up the Saw team. So, Saw Gerrera is going to be of the past, Cassian Andor is going to be of the new. And unfortunately, it is what it is, that it was a great Omicron, but we will be able to utilize it in 3v3. But for 5v5, the clear comp is going to be all the new Rebel Fighter marquee characters, Legendary Cassian, and then Conquest character Luthen Rail. By far going to be the best comp. Synergies with Kleia, Rebel Fighters, the decoy. Crazy things happening with that. Looking forward to it. If you guys are early game, brand new player, mid game, don't have access to Luthen yet, I think Kyle Katarn is going to be a good 5th for this team. He gives crazy good synergy to Rebel Fighters. He's a big damage dealer. He gives buffs. He grants offense. So I am liking Kyle Katarn as the replacement if you don't own Luthen. But I would definitely recommend, if you have Proving Grounds unlocked or Luthen is sitting at the bottom of your roster, this would now be a good time to Omicron him and also get him up and running. But for 3v3, this is preliminary. This is the split that I'm recommending. Cassian is going to be the leader in 3v3 with Vel and Cinta. They have good synergy with him. Also makes a secondary strong Rebel Fighter team with Saw Gerrera's Omicron, Luthen, and Kleia. Kleia and Luthen seem to be a pair. You cannot break them apart. Very strong synergies. They're meant to be together. Practically in the show, they're they're besties. So that's going to be the split preliminary. We're going to have to see as the seasons go on. The Kyber 1 map is kind of small. Like, we're getting a bunch of new teams, but the map stays the same. So will it come to a point where we don't even need to split up these teams? Maybe we have to combine Cassian, Luthen, and Kleia. And maybe that's the team comp, and you don't make a second Rebel Fighter team. But we're going to have to see. We want to utilize the most out of our roster, so that's going to be the best split if you had to do so. Now, the modding. Lots of questions about it, and in my personal opinion, the way to go for Cassian is going to be speed, not damage, not offense. He doesn't need it, because everything, damage-wise, is based off his second ability, which is true damage based off a different mechanic, not necessarily damage stats on him. But for the most part, he's not going to be a damage dealer from pure raw stats. It's going to be from scaling throughout the battle, the endless scaling. That's the whole part of his character and his kit, is getting to him to late game, mid to late game, so he's one-shotting characters. But for the most part, speed. He's going to be a character that takes a lot of turns. So a speed set with health secondaries is going to be your way to go. He doesn't need crit damage. He doesn't need offense. He doesn't need anything. I recommend the tankier Cassian, the better. He's only going to be hit by 1 damage unless he's getting critically hit. So if he's getting critically hit, which is when he applies vulnerable to himself, he needs to be able to survive those hits. So I want him to be tanky as possible. I'm recommending health over protection because he has an ability in his kit that grants even more max health throughout the battle. So more health, the more max health, great synergies. And as well, the focus datacron for this set has really good synergy with max health based off of Cassian. You're going to be dealing 20% max health damage off Cassian's max health to enemies with Undermine. Crazy things about the focus datacron. So that's another positive to it. His base speed is 170. What I'm going to recommend for the player base, try to get him to the 330 mark or higher. The more turns he gets, the faster he is, he's going to be dealing way more damage. Now, we'll go all into his kit later on, but practically, the reason why he's not modded for damage is because each turn, every turn the VIP character goes, his second special, which is his one-shot ability, ramps up damage, 150k per turn. And you're going to see the screen on the next slide showing the damage numbers that are potential with Cassian. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, make him tanky, make him fast. You don't need to worry about any sort of damage. It's going to come later on as true damage. So that's the modding for Cassian. Let's start to talk about his Omicrons, because that's why we're here. We want to know the order of it and what they're actually doing. So this is his special ability. It's called Variant Sky. Target other Rebel Fighter ally gains 50 speed for 1 turn and recovers 20% health and protection. If all allies are Rebel Fighters, target other ally also gains VIP until they are damaged twice. Cassian deals 30k true damage to target enemy, which can't be evaded, and blinds them for 1 turn. Undermine the enemy in the leader slot for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. This ability deals 15k more true damage for each turn a VIP has taken this encounter, stacking max 150 additional damage. So as you're going to see here, it says additional 150k stacking max 150k additional. If you look at the GAC Omicron and the damage variance, it's disgusting. If all allies are Rebel Fighters, target other Rebel Fighter ally gains damage immunity for 1 turn. Rebel Fighter allies gain 10% per meter and max health for the rest of the encounter. Target enemy is inflicted with healing immunity for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled or resisted. If they had Undermine, all other enemies without Undermine are Undermined for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Very important ability, a very strong Omicron. Practically, you're giving damage immunity to a character of your choosing. You're giving your allies 10% turn meter and max health stacking for the rest of the encounter. The target enemy is inflicted with healing immunity, which can't be resisted. Very strong mechanic, not being able to heal. It's kind of like when Ben Solo does his ability where he applies healing immunity and you can't heal. It's annoying, so that's unresistible. And the most important part for me, one of the most important parts, is that if you do this to someone that has Undermine and no one else has it, you're giving Undermine to the entire enemy team. Your whole team's shtick is having Undermine on the enemy team. This is going to help you give Undermine to everybody else. If they had Undermine, all other enemies without Undermine are Undermined for 1 turn. That's the biggest thing. Now, look at these damage numbers. Do you see this? This is insane. That's 300 million. And it's going up to trillion. Is that a trillion? I mean, yeah, that's 1 trillion, almost 2 trillion damage. I don't know what these numbers mean, but they look pretty big to me. And that has the potential to being the highest damage we've ever seen in a PvP format. So, the text here is confusing. It's saying 15k more true damage for each turn a VIP has taken this encounter, stacking 150k additional damage. But look at the damage numbers here. Those are crazy. That's 300 million damage. That's going to one-shot anybody. So, we're going to have to see this in action, but the true damage is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down below, but that is probably the highest damage I've ever seen in Galaxy of Heroes. We have to see it in, live action or in real time to see what this is going to look like, but super exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Now, the second Omicron we're going to talk about is his leadership. I have friends everywhere. It reads, Rebel Fighter allies have 100% potency and 50% defense. Undermine enemies have minus 25 speed, can't be assisted. If all allies are Rebel Fighters, Cassian takes only 1 damage from attacks unless he is critically hit on that turn. That's why I think having him modded for tanky stats is important so that he can survive those big crits. Rebel fighter allies have 100% tenacity until a rebel fighter ally is defeated. So the extra tenacity means they can't really be landing debuffs on the allies, so that's pretty good. At the start of Cassian's VIP's turn, all undermined enemies lose 10% max health for the rest of the encounter, and rebel fighter allies gain 10% defense penetration and offense stacking for the rest of the encounter. Endless offense ramping. Love it. While a rebel fighter ally has Cassian's VIP, all allied rebel fighters have 100% crit avoidance. Really nice. Whenever an enemy dispels Undermine, rebel fighter allies gain 20% turn meter. Whenever an enemy dispels a buff on a rebel fighter ally, they are undermined for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. So all great things. You're seeing a bunch of extra stats, taking 1 damage, tenacity, ramping defense, pendant offense, undermined enemies are losing max health. Very, very good. So if you're facing like a Malgus team, right? And he has Undermine, he's losing his max health, he's going to be doing little damage. So that's just an example of how strong that can be. Now the Omicron reads, and it's really important. Rebel fighter allies take reduced damage from percent health damage effects and gain instant defeat immunity, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted or prevented. Practically anti-Kenobi clause, that's what that means. Until a rebel fighter ally is defeated, excluding summoned units. Whenever an ally is damaged while they have Cassian's VIP, the cooldown of Varian Sky is reset. At the start of Cassian's VIP's turn, rebel fighter allies gain 5% mastery. Extremely important. Like, very, very important. The immunity, take reduced damage from percent health damage effects is crucial for like Jabba, Lord Vader, Dots, like so many different things. Drain life from Malik. It's very important. That alone makes this almost a permanent essential Omicron. The instant defeat immunity is extremely important for shutting down those main teams like Kenobi, Nihilus, all those instant defeats. The cooldown reset on his Variant Sky, which is his big damage ability. Very, very important as well. And the 5% mastery gain. So obviously, anything that has the word mastery is going to be so important for a team because it's going to ramp up their stats even more. So excluding all the gains from his leadership, the 5% mastery is just going to individually increase everyone's stats on the field on your team. This one is no-brainer, very, very good. Last one we got to talk about is his unique Omicron, More Than Your Fear. Cassian has 50% crit avoidance per undermined enemy and gains 100% counter chance at the start of each non-undermined enemy's turn until the end of their turn. Cassian is immune to critical hit immunity. Whenever Cassian attacks out of turn, he's inflicted with vulnerable. So that's what kind of opens him up to those crits. That's where the weakness comes in. If there were no Galactic Legends at the start of battle, whenever there are 3 or more attacks out of turn attacks during an enemy's turn, that enemy is undermined for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Whenever an enemy is undermined, Cassian gains Fearless until no enemies are undermined. That's a buff where you can't get feared, and you get other additional stats from it as well. Whenever an enemy is undermined, Cassian gains 10% turn meter. Whenever an undermined enemy removes turn meter from Cassian, all enemies lose 25% turn meter. A lot of turn meter manipulation in his kit. Whenever an enemy with undermine gains a buff from their ally, that ally is undermined for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. And at the end of the turn, all buffs are dispelled on the enemy who gained the buff, and ally rebel fighters have their debuffs dispelled. At the start of Cassian's VIP's turn, Cassian recovers full health and protection. Whenever Cassian's VIP uses a special ability, the target enemy is undermined for 1 turn. So, really big stuff here. Counter chance, crit avoid, fearless, turn meter manipulation, undermined, cooldown resets, assisting. Like, it's very, very good. Health and protection recovery, that's great things. Now, in Grand Arena, the Omicron, when it's turned on, the enemy that damages an ally with VIP is undermined for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled or resisted. At the start of Cassian's VIP's turn, also recover full health and protection of the weakest ally. Whenever Cassian's VIP uses an ability, the target enemy is undermined for 1 turn. So, this is also a very, very good Omicron. You have to play the matchup correctly, because here's the thing. This is promoting whenever your VIP ally is getting hit, that it's you're gonna undermine the enemy. When you do the VIP ability, they're gonna have damage immunity for 1 turn, so they might not be getting hit all the time. So you kind of got to play the matchup correctly and utilize it to your advantage about when you want your VIP to get hit or if you want your VIP not to get hit. Because you kind of, it's going to be situational. If your VIP is lost, the enemy team's going to get undermined with the Omicron. If you keep VIP on your team and they keep taking turns, it's ramping up his Variant Sky ability. So it's very situational on how you want to play it. That's what I like about his kit. It's situational on the matchup. You get to choose how you want to play it on offense. So that's why I think he's really, really interesting. Now, I have Swogo.gg up on my right screen because I want to go and explain what exactly the Zetas do for these abilities. So, for the Zetas, I'm going to give you guys the Zeta Order really quick before we get to the Omicron Order, and that's going to be the next slide. And the first one is going to be the leadership. I have friends everywhere. The Zeta on this one reads, if all allies are rebel fighters, Cassian takes only 1 damage from attacks unless he is critically hit on that turn. Whenever an enemy dispels a buff on a rebel fighter ally, they are undermined for 1 turn. I think this one's going to be the most important because if you have a low star Cassian, right? He's at, let's say you have a 4-star or 5-star Cassian, he's going to have a hard time against those higher relic teams, right? So, relic 9, relic 10, attacking a Cassian, they could practically get rid of him pretty fast. With the leadership Zeta, he's going to take 1 damage from attacks unless he's crit. And critting him involves him getting vulnerable, so it's very situational. So I think that one's going to be essential to ensure your Cassian can live. The second one, Variant Sky, the reason why this one is second is because the Zeta reads, this ability deals 15k more true damage for each turn a VIP has taken this encounter, stacking max 150% additional damage plus 22k true damage. So this is where the one-shot ability comes in. I think you want Cassian to be able to get that big one-shot ability with true damage, ignoring all the defense and all that stuff like that. So I think this is going to be the second most important because you want your Cassian to actually do work on the battlefield. And the last one I'm recommending for the Zeta Order is More Than You Fear. And the Zeta reads on this one, it's pretty much the long text of the unique. Whenever an enemy with Undermine gains a buff from their ally, that ally is undermined for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. It's practically the same thing. It's the non-GL clause about the 3 or more out of attack of turns, and just practically all the Cassian gaining turn meter and the Undermine. As good as this is, I think it's going to be in 3rd place because I just think that you want Cassian to live. You want him to get those big one-shots. Obviously, this is going to be very nice, but it's only exclusive to non-Galactic Legends at the start of battle. So he might practically do big things to Galactic Legends even without this. But regardless, you have Cassian, get all 3 Zetas. We're practically all given the Zetas for free anyway, I'm pretty sure. So just wanted to talk about that. Now, the Omicron Order is, to be honest with you, not going to be much different. Practically the same thing. Same exact thing. The I have friends everywhere is the leadership. I think being immune to the percent health damage, gaining the mastery is crucial. Very, very important. I think Variant Sky is nice because of the damage immunity, the ramping max health damage, and the turn meter gains for your team. Big fan of it. And the unique is very strong as well. I just think I like the first 2 better. I think it does more for the team. I like the mastery gain. I like the damage immunity. I like the turn meter, the max health gain. All of that. But that doesn't mean that the 3rd one is bad. That's just my particular order in which I would apply them for what my mindset is of the team. But that's going to be the Omicron Order for this video. Now, the last slide I want to talk about is going to be my personal recommendations about what I would recommend you guys do once you get him up and running into 7 stars and stuff like that. This is a character that you don't really need to worry about Relic Delta with. So what I'm going to recommend for you guys is that if you have the Omicrons available, he's pretty safe for a triple Omicron character. If you guys don't have them up and running, go by the order that I would recommend. But he's very, very good at all 3 abilities. I think it's going to be worth it. I think he's going to be better than we think. A lot of players are saying that he's going to be useless. I don't think he's going to be useless. I think he's going to be pretty strong. And once I get him up and running, unless I have a horde of relic material, I think he's going to be just fine at Relic 8. He's not a crazy tank. He's going to be doing some really big things with his true damage ability. I don't even think he needs Relic 9 at the moment. I think he'll be just fine at Relic 8, but you know there's going to be crazy people that bring him to Relic 9 and Relic 10. But if I were to get him at 7 stars right now, I think Relic 8 would be my stopping point, maybe Relic 9, but for the most part, I think he's going to do exactly what he needs to do at Relic 8. And for the Datacron, no-brainer. He has a Focus Datacron coming out, which is sneak preview of my Datacron video, the best one of the Focus Datacrons, because he's going to be dealing a lot of freaking damage, and the stats that come along with it are really good. So expect Cassian to do really big things this season with his Focus Datacron. And even with that, we're going to be doing a bunch of testing with him very soon in a couple of days practically tomorrow of this video. It should be released on either Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're going to be doing a bunch of testing, seeing what he can do in Squad Arena or the new training mode, whatever's happening this week. But we will figure out what he beats, what beats him. Looking forward to it, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek of Cassian and this little preview of his modding and team. Let me know all your feedback down below. I want to know what you think I got right and wrong. Is this how you're going to mod him, or do you have different plans for him? Leave it all in the comment section down below. But in the meantime, guys, if you support me and you want to see me grow further, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button to see that we can get to 10,000 subs, and we're doing a massive giveaway. Forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. If you guys are subscribed, if you hit 10,000 subs by May 16th, you are in the running for a giveaway. So thank you guys again. May the force be with you all, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.